what's up? It's Yvonne, and I want to welcome y'all to another episode of the WeAreVon Podcast. Um, Reminder, go ahead and follow the podcast on Instagram at WeAreVon Pod. We are also on YouTube. We are also on what is it? Threads. We're on Threads, okay? And I always gotta say what is it because I literally get confused and I want to say something else. But we ain't gonna say all that. All right. So yeah, go ahead and follow us also for Spotify and Apple. I want y'all to give me a couple comments. Give me some reviews, share some reviews, okay? Let me get into today's episode. First of all, thank y'all so much for being here. This episode this week, we are going to talk about motivation and ambition. We're going to talk about being a boss, that entrepreneurship and how to get into it and believing in yourself, even if you feel all hope is lost some days. Today is a moment for you to reflect. I want you to reflect on where you are and where you were. Because sometimes we are a little bit hard on ourselves and we don't even remember that we used to be all the way back there, right? So think about that. I want you to just put yourself in a moment of, dang, I made it. Just put yourself in that moment and just be present when you hear the words that our guest speaks on today so that you can be motivated and inspired to continue to do great things. Let me know your thoughts by commenting. I would love to hear them. All right, y'all. Hey, thank y'all so much for being here. I got my guest here today. I want my guests to tell you something about themselves. I'm so thankful that they are here today, actually here to share their experience. Introduce yourself to the people.
Hi, I'm Setheeiona, an entrepreneur, content creator, corporate girly, all of that. And I wanted to come and share my story. I love the show, so I wanted to be a part of it.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. We were talking, what was this, like a month ago, 2 months ago? It was a while ago when we were supposed to do the show, and now we're finally doing it. So I'm so sorry. Yes, I already know. Let's back up though, because I like to know Setheeiona for who she is. What's your upbringing look like? Where you from? Things like that.
All right, so I'm from Opelousas, Louisiana, small country town. Those who do know, they know. I mean, I was up until my junior high years. I was in Louisiana, so coming here to Texas was a big thing for me. It was a big, turnaround for me. I mean, I had to start talking a certain way, walking a certain way, presenting myself a certain way. Getting to the money because it was much like the life was faster. Everything around moves like really fast out here. Had to get into the mindset of grinding and get into it because time is not waiting for anybody. So I just had to change my whole way of thinking and living so that I can be able to keep up, and not only keep up but extend. I can see a lot of expectations that I had. Or like a lot of expectations that people put on me, I was able to extend those. So
Okay, so you're from a small country town in Louisiana. What you say the name of it was?
Opelousas, Louisiana.
Yes. So what was it like growing up there?
Pretty much everybody was living in a box. I honestly hated it. Once I grew up enough and had a mind of my own and really looked around and saw, I didn't like the atmosphere. It was like crabs in a bucket type of vibes. Nobody wanted to push further, get outside of their box. Nobody wanted to, stretch outside of their comfort zone. They wanted to stay doing the same things, live in the same places, act in the same ways. And it was just beyond me. It was just, basically like crabs in a bucket type of thing, to be honest. I honestly I'm not going to sit here and try to bash how I grew up because it made me to who I am. But, that was something that I'm so grateful and thankful that I had the chance to get out of. Because the cycle that I'm seeing people, friends, family, the road I see them going down, I just I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. So, I had to make that decision. And my mom actually moved us down here for like better schooling and better work and stuff like that. I'm so glad that she was able to do that because not everybody is able to leave their, hometown.
Yeah.
Whether that's something holding them back, like financially or like their own, I'm scared to do this, make this move type of thing. So I'm just grateful that I did experience what I did experience because I grew and I became a better woman because of it.
Paying homage to where you came from because it made you who you are, but at the same time, knowing like, hey, I gotta get from around here. Like this still the same, ain't nothing changed. I could definitely relate to that. Come from Chicago in some form. I feel like taking a risk and leaving your hometown is a lot. Oh my gosh.
Mhm.
And this is something that I wish more people would do. So you talked about like some people not wanting to leave. What made you, besides your mom, like what made you really want to leave from that environment?
Growing up as a kid, I really didn't have my dad too much in my life. Family wasn't acting like family should. I mean, it was a lot of stuff. I also was a bit of a troubled kid because of me not having the foundation that I needed. I was just kind of, after you go through so much at such a young age, like you mature faster. So you're just like, okay, I'm here and I'm ready to make a move about it. Like, I didn't feel the need to be around the same people, do the same things, and that's okay for other people, but it wasn't okay for me. So I would just had to like kind of, I was already set apart. Like, I've always been that person, like just kind of set apart in my own lane. I do my own thing. I follow my own speed. Like, that was always me. So I was like, okay, like, I know what I need to do. And I know, like, when I hit the ground running in Houston, I got to hit the ground running in Houston. So
Yes. Yeah, I hear you on that one. So this is definitely a hustling city and it's up and coming. So sometimes it can feel a little bit overwhelming. And we're gonna get to like what you do now, but I want to know like when you were younger, what was something that you were mostly interested in and you knew like, okay, when I get older, maybe I'm gonna end up doing this.
I've always had an entrepreneur like mindset. I've always known that I want to work for myself. I always said I never want to work for anybody growing up, like, and I took that and ran with it. Yeah, I've always just figured like I'd be running some kind of. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know what I wanted to get into. I know I enjoyed makeup, so that's what I started with. So I was a travel makeup artist for a while. But I didn't like going into other people's spaces and I didn't want anybody to come in my space. So I was like, okay, on to the next. Like, I knew I just wanted to work for myself. So I went through all the different avenues of what made me, me and what I enjoyed. So from makeup to fashion to having my own online boutique, like all the different stuff. I just knew I wanted to do that. Content creating, I mean, it's all the same. So like, I just knew I wanted to work for myself.
Okay, so with that, what would you say would be the qualities that you need in order to kind of take yourself out of that box? What do you think that a person would need to have mentally?
I think really in my space, a lot of people get in like over their heads like about I don't want my friends and family that I grew up with to see this. I don't want them to watch me, struggle until I make it. Kind of embarrassed, kind of holding back because they care about what other people think. I think a lot of the times, like people in my space, they struggle from that, and even sometimes I do. Like everybody have a moment where it's like, oh, okay, like I don't want to show this part of my struggle, whatever the case may be. But I think that's the most beautiful thing. Like when I watch people and I see their stories, like, and somebody came from absolutely nothing, or they was clowned for what they did and what they liked or whatever, and then they just blew up and they made it work for them. I'm like, oh my God, like that's exactly how it has to be. Like you just have to continue to have your mindset on this has to work for me. It doesn't have to work for anybody else. This is nobody's dream but my own. So you need to make it work for you.
Yes, yes, for sure. It's like sometimes I like to call it being, you know how people like Delulu, like they say
Yeah.
Delulu, but for the other thing, but you got to be Delulu about your
Be the
dreams.
Lulu.
Seriously, because like you just said, it gotta work. It gotta work. Nothing else. Have you ever, while climbing up there and trying to get to where you need to go, have you had any significant setbacks that kind of put you like to a point where you was like, oh my gosh, I don't know what I'm about to do. I don't know.
So many. I had so many. I mean, from going through depression at one point to having to move, having like financial issues, to like family issues. I mean, it's been a long way. Like, even like if my devices like give out on me or stop working or whatever and I can't post my videos, it's like, okay. And now I'm sitting here with all these ideas. I can't do anything about it. So now I'm sad. I'm like, okay. Trying to come out of that. I mean, it's so much. Like, if we're thinking like a spiritual aspect, emotionally, I had a lot of setbacks. Financially, I had a lot of setbacks. I mean, it was always something, to be honest. But I just had to keep putting in my mind, like, this is the life that you want. This will set you free. And it's not about you chasing the money. It's about you chasing the freedom. You can wake up and you can do what you want. You can buy what you want. You can travel when you want. Like, that was always my thing. So I had to get out of all of that. I couldn't let any of that, like, hold me back for too long. Like, a day, okay, and move on, ma'am. Pray about it and move on.
Yes, yes. That's very inspirational. I did hear you mention depression. Do you remember what it was like going through that? Like what that feeling looked like? What did that look like?
So I feel like always through my whole life, it was always a me. I dried my own tears. I picked my own self up. I motivated my own self. Nobody was there to tell me, okay, Seth, this is your dream. Like, this is what you love. Like, you got to get back on it. I had to do that, and it took everything in me to do that. But in a state of depression, when I felt like I can't, there's no financial way that I can do this. I mean, my mental capacity right now is like filled up with so much worry, doubt, and fear. Like, it was just filled up with, I mean, anxiety, what ifs, all this different stuff. And I was like, okay, I can't let this overcome me because my dreams are too big. My ideas are too great. I can't just let this just sit on me. So, I mean, I seek help. Like, I reached out to people to talk to, the people that I trusted to have like intelligent conversations with me and actually like understand me and sit there and listen to me and not just listen to judge or listen to because they want to use it against me. Correct. Find people that I could actually like talk to.
Yeah.
And or find like-minded people who are going through the same things in a like entrepreneur space or whatever, and try to get feedback from them. Okay. So and God, let me not leave out God. Let me not leave out God, honey. God.
Yes,
God
for
did.
sure.
Okay.
God.
God did. Girl,
I be saying
God
that.
did.
Oh my God. But no, for real. People sometimes underestimate the power of spirituality. Of course, I don't push religion on anyone, but I do. I know from my source, and it sounds like for your source, there's a higher power, someone that you can call on in your tough, darkest times to be able to get you out of that space. So it sounds like also you had community, like you had people who were there for you to say, you know what, I know what it's like, but we're gonna get through this. So
very few people, but I found some. It was maybe about 3 people, but they held me up. So it was God, really.
Yeah. Okay, so let's get into what you do. All right. So if you can give us some background on how you got into what you do and what you're currently doing too with that.
So currently, I am a content creator. I make lifestyle content, fashion content, makeup content. I work as a corporate girly, so I work as an administrative assistant at a financial firm, and then I also have an online boutique that I'm rebranding right now.
Mm-hmm.
I know some people know it. Some people might know it from stylist selections from like a few months ago, but I ended up shutting down for a minute to rebrand it. But we coming back, bigger and even better.
Yes.
So I've been kind of quiet on my business side, but and just kind of focusing on my job and content. But yes, I also have an online boutique, and I went from, like I said, I was a traveling makeup artist, like And coming out of that, like, before that, I used to make customized T-shirts and sell them and all that different stuff. Coming out of that, I did the whole makeup the makeup thing, because that was also something that I really enjoyed. And then I was like, okay, I found a better way to do what I enjoy. I'm always into fashion, so I was like, okay, I found an avenue so that I can be able to sell my customized pieces that I have, and I can sell it all over the world. It's not just me having it on hand. I just have to, sell to Houston and surrounding areas, or whatever the case may be, figure all that out. Like, I can sell to whoever I wanted to, so I did that.
Yes, that's what's up. What type of content do you like to create the most?
I would say fashion and lifestyle, because lifestyle could be anything. I post
Yes.
inspirational fitness videos, like, or I can post, like, my day to day in me, like my content life, or like me juggling
Mhm.
my content with my business and my job or whatever, mini vlogs and stuff. So I would say probably lifestyle, because it's more like I could do more in that
Yeah.
space.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I got a question about the content creation. Do you feel when you are, making your content that, and I think you kind of mentioned it earlier, like just do it no matter what people say. Do you ever feel like people may have things to say when it comes to it, or like have you ever gotten some unconstruct how do I say that, non no constructive, I don't know, I'm saying it wrong,
I get what
unconstructive
you're saying.
feedback that
Um,
wasn't well, like while you just being your authentic self, and how did you manage to get through it?
Yeah, I never really received any like bad feedback. I have some people who like make like little small jokes, like that's really
Mhm.
not jokes type of thing. But I
Okay.
just brush that off, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be the same one that's gonna come back to me, ask me how I did it, how I'm making so much
Yeah.
money, how I'm so free and being able to do all the stuff that I can do. So I just brush it off to the side. But for the most part, people are very positive about my
Yeah.
process, and
Mhm.
me, like, even if I have to take a break and come back, even if I have to rebrand like I'm doing now, like, people are like, okay, I'm still here, I still love it, like, I see you, like, you really
Yes.
out here putting in the work, so I see you,
Yes.
and I love that. That makes it
Yes.
all worthwhile. Like, I love that so much.
Yeah, and the reason why I asked that, because there are some people who are like I said, you touched on it earlier, who are scared to come out because of what people will say, and they're unsure how to handle that feedback that they'll receive, even from those that are close to them. So do
Right.
you have any advice for those people that who may be scared, and they know, like, okay, yep, let me just go out and do it, but wait a minute, I'm still scared. Like, even though I know I can just do it, I'm still scared. So, do you have any advice for them or experience that you can share?
I would say this: the people that um, are behind the scenes making those little jokey jokes that's not really jokes, and those people that you think that aren't watching you, they definitely are watching you. And if you're doing what you're supposed to do and you're elevating in every stage, it's gonna be noticed. Like, because I've had people that I didn't think even cared about my content, or I thought might be like not liking it in the background, and they came to me like, hey, like, I am so proud of you, like, I've been watching you and you doing your thing, like, um and that was a kind of lesson for me, like, you shouldn't worry about like who don't like it or whatever the case may be, because they're watching. Whether it's good or bad, that's still gonna make you some money. If you're a content creator, whether they don't like it or not, baby, those views are gonna make you some money. So hey, you're watching,
Yes.
and I'm just gonna get rich off of it. So I would just say, go with your move, like, because people
Mhm.
out here blowing up over nothing at all. And if you have the
Yes.
ideas and you have the creativity and all this different stuff and you have the confidence, like, I would just say, push yourself out there. Go over those limits and kind of just watch how you think, what you're thinking, what you're overthinking about, how it's going to play out really good for you in the end.
Yeah. Yes. So pretty much just do what you're gonna do and take everything as good, because it
Right.
is gonna
Be
make you the money.
confident in your process.
Yes, definitely that confidence. How did you gain your confidence, or do you feel like from your roots you receive your confidence? And I'm talking about like family, did they help you with it and things like that, or you got it as you kind of grew?
I think that like I said, people come from like people that I grew up with and all the different stuff. They see me now and they're like, "Oh, you're doing so good for yourself." And I think back like I wasn't so confident like back then, all this different stuff. So that's what they saw. But now that I'm like in this space where I was able to build myself up, now like some of them think that that's how I was the whole time, but I wasn't. I just kept my head straight and I, faked it. Like that Rihanna videos, like, don't ever let them see you sweat because, like, baby, no one knows what you're going through but you. So if you're putting on a confident face, you're going out there and handling business, like, no one knows that behind closed doors, you're like, oh my God, how am I going to make this work? So just move with confidence because no one knows that. And when you do figure it out, it's like, okay, now you feel just accomplished. Like nobody have anything to say. No one knows, your struggle, so they can't talk about that behind your back or whatever the case may be. You did it all, and it's how you wanted it to be, and it's done. So
Yes. Where do you see yourself? I know this is such a cliche question, and thank you for sharing that. But where do you see yourself with your businesses in the near future? And I'm talking about like really near future. Like, what do you see for yourself?
I want to grow my business. So I want to, in the next, I would say, 5 years, I want to open a beauty salon. So how I went from like makeup to fashion, all that stuff, I want to have all that in one roof, under one roof. So I have a makeup artist here, a waxer here, someone that has their little boutique here. All of this in one building where that money is going to be there because everything is there that you need. Even if I even thought about making like for the moms, like a little watch area, like while you come in here and get pampered, you shop, whatever the case may be, there's someone in the building to watch your kid. And I'm like, that is going to make me some money. Because who's doing
Yes,
that? Who's
girl,
doing that?
for
It's
real.
like the ideas are there, and I think in the next 5 years, I want to go ahead and work.
Yeah.
I also been getting into like real estate, so that's something
Okay.
that in the near future will be happening for me. Content creation, I just see myself really living at like my footsteps, like for my family and for my kids and all that stuff. Like, oh my God, she did something that no one in her family did. I'm the first person to own a business in my family. I'm the first person that went outside of my comfort zone and started creating content, like all that. So I want to really just leave an impact on the people around me, and hopefully by me making my moves and going outside that box of what everybody's used to, I'm able to just do that, and I'm able to financially free, and I'm just continuing to travel like while my businesses are working for me in the near future. That's what I want to happen.
Oh, that is beautiful. And first of all, when you said childcare, I'm like, this is something that I ask when I have my hair on my head. I be like, why y'all ain't got no daycare up in here?
Right?
Everybody can't leave their kids,
You
somewhere.
gotta
So
think about the mommies.
and I think that's something that definitely get lost in community because it definitely takes a village, and
Right.
we kind of got away from that in some form. Everybody is just like Lone Star. I'm one Lone Star. You go over there. I'm gonna stay
Yeah.
over here. But I definitely understand how that could occur based on everything that's going on in the world. So for you to even mention that is very, very thoughtful because it means you have like a collective spirit. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Okay. Is there anything that you would like to share in regards to your business?
Well, nothing right now because, like I said, I'm rebranding. So just stay tuned, y'all. Follow me on Instagram. Just
Yeah.
follow me on Instagram because you'll know whenever the business is up and running again. And I need y'all to go ahead and support me because I really do work so hard on everything that I do. If it's content, my business, whatever. So I would really like that.
Yeah, look. I'm telling you, a good content creator, really, I have my two that I really, really like, and I watch them faithfully. Actually, three, and I watch them faithfully. I will wait for the episodes to come on. Sometimes they don't post for weeks. Like you said, when you leave and you come back and people still there, yes, because the content, it
Mm-hmm.
just keeps getting better and better and better for my content creators that I like to watch. So I get that for sure.
To it. Get into it. It's
It
all
keeps
there. And it's so much to be done.
Yes, definitely, especially in Houston because it's so, you know what? And one more thing before we go. How did you start your lane in Houston? Like, how did you, kind of make your way in Houston when it comes to everything that you want to do, wanted to do?
So, I was always like a popular learner. Like I usually move alone because I like to work. I think I work better alone when I'm sitting back and taking the time. But I know I've been to plenty of networking events. I've been to, in different spaces. So whether that's church, whether that's fitness spaces, whether that's like business professionals. I've been in a lot of spaces, so I know a lot of people and making those connections. Like when I got here and up until now, like I was putting myself in rooms to let people know who Setheeiona is. Like, I need y'all to know me so when things really kick off, I'll have y'all in my corner. And anytime I need like advice or, help in something, I have those people to go to or I have those people to ask. Like, I just really put myself in those spaces and really, really made myself uncomfortable coming from such a small place to such a big place and really like putting my foot down. So.
Okay. Well, I thank you for that. Thank you very much. I'm pretty sure the people are going to thank you as well. This was a very meaningful conversation and you inspired me. I feel like this is kind of like the best time to kind of get your feet planted and, when you get that quiet space, like you said, working alone, you do best when you're alone. So, yeah. Well, thank you. I appreciate you for being on the show today.
You're welcome.
All right, girl. I hope you have a good day.
Have a good one.